From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into another episode of the Pucks Out Podcast. I'm Bobby Butler. He's Brandon Bond.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold beer and let's get after it.
Tailgate again.
Almost done with it.
Yeah, right. I saw how many we had left, bro. We're not almost done. And I am not complaining. That sounded like a complaint, and it was absolutely not.
Don't forget to check us out on What a Maneuver to get all the apparel you need. Check us out on Patreon to see all the behind-the-scenes content. And go over to YouTube where there'll be lots of goodies coming up within the next couple months that we'll get into a little bit later. But first, how you been this week, bud?
Good, man. Working a lot, obviously. Helped your mom move this weekend, so that was, moving's never fun, but it was moving. It wasn't as
Luckily,
bad
all
as
the
it
big
can
stuff
be.
the moving company's getting, so we just had a lot of boxes. And,
exactly. It was more driving than it was anything.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Got to check out the new studio. Dude, it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
We're going to have a blast in there, man. So looking forward to it. What about you? Anything?
Same as that, man. And
Yeah.
just resting up. You know, I've been going nonstop the last 2 months now, getting ready for this move. So it's good to finally. I took a day today, before this, and just kind of relaxed a bit.
Yeah, I'm usually working 6 and 7 days a week these days. So this coming up week, obviously Monday will be my birthday.
Yeah.
We're technically off on Friday, and 4th of July on Saturday, so gonna do my little party, man.
Yeah,
so,
it's gonna be dope.
So we're gonna have us a good little time. But I put in for a day on Monday on my actual birthday. Don't know if I'll take it all, but it's the possibility. My boss was begging. She's like, "Come on, man, take a day off," and I'm like, "Yeah." You gonna supplement my paycheck if I? No, but I'm looking forward to it. Stephanie's gonna be off, so we're gonna have some some enjoyable time together, and maybe go to Satco, dude. I haven't really decided what I want to do, so
Yeah,
excited.
All right, so let's get into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
All right, so it was the draft lottery since the last time we saw you guys. And so let's do a quick rundown. Just to remind the listeners from last week, you thought Buffalo was going to have the number one pick. I said Ottawa.
Yeah, but you were wrong too. So.
Yeah. So with number 8 coming in last place was Buffalo.
Yeah, well, I went with the dark horse, buddy, and so at least I didn't lose with 25% chance to, I guess, win. We didn't technically know that it was impossible for both of us to win.
In fairness, you're first up on the dock.
I was red first, so do we count that? I do.
But so at number 7, New Jersey. Number 6, Anaheim. Number 5, Ottawa. 4, Detroit. 3 is Ottawa that they got from San Jose. Number 2, Los Angeles. And the real bummer, number 1 is a team to be determined from a team that loses in the qualifying rounds of the playoffs. And of the teams that loses, each team has a 12.5% chance of getting the pick. So
in other news, Detroit has a higher number pick than they did wins. No, that's not true. They won like 7 games.
Yeah. But so just a fun little fact. Team E is what they call the to-be-determined team. They had a 2.5% chance of picking first, so that's the biggest jump in NHL history from being projected to pick 12 all the way to 1.
That was fun.
So, maybe in a week or two we'll discuss how we think we could fix the draft lottery. We're not going to get in that today.
Well, the way to fix it would be not have a team in the playoffs get the number 1 pick.
Starting
pretty
off right
simple.
there,
Pretty simple. Pretty, this isn't rocket science, Bobby. A playoff team winning a top pick is the dumbest thing in any sports. And avid listener Ryan Sassa texted me and was like, the NHL is the dumbest league ever. I forgot about the draft lottery, so I didn't know what he was talking about. And I was like, even dumber than the MLB? And he was like, yeah, they gave the top pick to a playoff team. Like, what a dumb thing to do.
There's a chance that Toronto and Chicago or Chicago could have the number 1 pick. Imagine Toronto getting the number 1 pick.
Honestly,
or Pittsburgh.
Honestly, though, can we be fair? Having Toronto or Chicago get the number 1 pick is a perfect opportunity. That means they lost in the playoff round.
Yeah.
So,
but that also means the Preds have a chance to get the number 1 pick.
Hey,
if we lose the Yotes,
go Yotes, baby.
Honestly, yeah.
Right. It doesn't actually, as far as a team, being a fan of a team that's in the playoffs there, I mean, it doesn't hurt too bad to root for, I'm obviously not going to root for a playoff loss, but like if you do get that playoff loss, at least you then have something else to look forward to. I mean, that's if the NHL is gonna listen to me and deal with this with irresponsibility. That's very key. That's very key to all this. So yeah, we'll talk about a little bit about what maybe we would do to fix the draft lottery. I think that we've pretty much covered it all, but
yeah, we'll go into a little more details.
Yeah, definitely.
But all right, so that about wraps it up.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
All right, so the NBA season to start on July 30th. They're looking at 71 to 75 games. Some teams are going to play more than others, and that's with the 8 seeding games for the playoffs. The games will be played at ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Disney World Resort near Orlando, which Orlando's getting pretty bad. The coronavirus numbers there are getting pretty dangerous, so I'd be surprised if they didn't move that or just cancel it altogether.
It's almost as dangerous as people in Florida.
Yeah, almost. So as far as the playoff situation, the 7 teams in each conference with the best records, which are regular season games plus seeding games, will have clinched a playoff spot. The usual tiebreaker scenarios will be in place for those seeds. The 8th seed could potentially come down to a play-in tournament. What are your thoughts on the NBA coming back? You think?
Oh man, the NBA, because basketball is the way it is, there is just so many opportunities for it to just not look bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a ginormous tournament and say, "Oh, this is for the championship this year" or something. So I mean, again, it goes back to the fact that, look, let's just quarantine them all, give them all coronavirus, and then boom, we're all good. But in all seriousness, I'm excited for potential basketball. The biggest thing is the fans. That obviously, if these guys accept the risks to go and play and they're quarantining appropriately and they're not out getting other people sick. The thing is, when you get 30 to 40 to 50,000 people in one area using all the same facilities and walking and touching and being in close proximity to one another, that's where a lot of the danger comes. And then them going out into the world.
Yeah.
So there's definitely ways to do this responsibly. And again, we've talked about it, man. You start a sport right now, I'm freaking in, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Cam Newton to the Patriots. 1-year league minimum deal with up to $7.5 million in incentives.
War Eagle, baby. War Eagle. Really puts a little, hitch in my dynasty league, because I've been carrying Jared Stidham in hopes that, again, it's dynasty. It's not like I'm going to go out and drop him now, because he still has that opportunity. It's a 1-year deal. We've seen the injuries that plague Cam Newton, but I think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
I think that
the Patriots spent
a good opportunity
in the offseason.
for
They
him.
spent the most amount of money on their guards.
Yeah.
So they're going to protect him.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is he going to sit in the pocket and throw? And that's just traditionally not him. So
No.
I'd have spent more money on tackles if you're going to go get Cam Newton. But seriously, this couldn't have worked out better for both parties, in my opinion. Getting to go to play for Bill Belichick, who's going to scheme up. He schemes to the players he has. There's some coaches that this is my philosophy. This is the way we play football.
And those coaches don't have 6 rings.
Dumb. And you're dumb because you play to the players you have, not to my philosophy's always worked. Yeah, maybe when you had Tom Brady, your philosophy worked, but you don't have Tom Brady anymore. So I think that it works out perfectly for both Cam and the Patriots. Gets an opportunity to showcase some talent. If they want to keep him around, they can. If he wants to showcase some talent and go play somewhere else, awesome. So maybe a good opportunity for Jarrett Stidham to play behind an MVP quarterback.
Would love to see Cam come to the Redskins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you would if I'm sure that you would love to see another quarterback get hurt and be out for the year, So I'm rooting for him. Obviously,
we have a type in DC.
We have a type. Yeah. Like, hold on, buddy. Are you going to be good for longevity
How's
of the
the
league?
knees? Not real good. Oh, we got a place for you.
You have really good knees? Ron, get the baseball bat. So obviously, this is a good opportunity, and me, big Cam fan. I got my Auburn hat on right now, for goodness sake, man. So it'll be hard to. I root for him to do well as a player, and him to lose every game that he's a part of. Is that is that easy to understand?
Works.
So because I won't cheer for the Patriots to win a game. Obviously, I'm a Patriots hater. So. But I will cheer for him to do well.
Well, then you're going to love this next topic.
Bring it in.
Patriots punished for their TV crew filming a Bengals and Browns game back in December. The whole story, it's been a while, man. The investigation took a long time. I'm pretty sure the TV crew was filming for a show.
Mm-hmm.
And they got caught doing something fishy.
It's always these...
And I'm just telling you what their excuse was.
Sure. The problem is that maybe that is factually accurate.
The first 3 times.
But exactly. But when it's been time and time again that it's continuously happened, I mean, they got out of there like a bandit, dude.
And you have to think, is Kraft just saying, hell, I'll pay the fine.
$1 million fine and a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
Like, we do all of our money making in the 6th round, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
if they really wanted to punish him, they'll take round 6 and 7 picks from him.
Or give him a postseason ban. We're at the point now where it is very clear that, like, look, you're not going to punish us for cheating. And why not continue to cheat? I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here saying, well, the Patriots are the only team. I'm really digging this voice today, I guess.
Yeah.
The Patriots are the only team doing this kind of stuff. No, I'm sure lots of teams are doing it.
Oh, yeah. So there's this website. I can't remember now, but it points every single minute, no matter how big or small every team has ever done.
Yeah.
And it shows and everyone thinks, because the Patriots on the news, that they are the most cheating team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like Atlanta maybe or Minnesota. Like they do, like they don't do, like they do so much like this kind of thing like this.
The difference
Minnesota
is
gets
they
caught
don't.
doing it, but
the difference is 6 rings.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but the spotlight's not on them.
Don't care. I don't care if you cheat and lose. I mean, I don't want you to cheat, obviously, but again, it makes a big difference when
you can't even cheat right.
Yeah, you cheat and you win, then you're cheating the system. You're cheating us. You're cheating sports gamblers. You're cheating everybody that's involved in the sport. And so it's very clear that if Roger Goodell, the worst thing that's happened to them is Brady got 6 games for the Deflategate game. And that's pretty much the worst. Like it wasn't even any team repercussion. There probably were, but again, nothing notable,
Yeah.
It's proven time and time again. Robert Kraft got in more trouble for getting a handy at a rub and tug. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest issue is, and listen, I'm a Patriots fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I don't sit here and just blindly defend them no matter what. When they screw up, there have been.
You'll take the rings.
There have been times in the past when people have claimed that they cheated, and I do defend them because it's like, all right, it is not as it looks. Deflategate, I was like, it's fishy.
Yeah.
This filming thing, I'm like, okay, they're filming a Bengals game. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. By letter of the law, they cheated on that.
Gonna get in trouble.
How much did they really gain from that?
Yeah, it was a Bengals-Browns game, for goodness sake. Like, what the heck were they even doing in Ohio?
And the whole thing was, it's not like they were filming something they weren't supposed to. They were just filming from somewhere. They could have been in a designated area, which was like a little bit to the right or to the left in a different room. Mm-hmm. But the TV crew they claim the TV guys were like, oh, we didn't know the rules. We're just an independent TV crew.
Yeah, that makes it way more fishy to me, not less. It's still fishy.
Sure, but it's not like they were not allowed to film it at all. They were allowed to film it, just not where they were. That's why when people say, oh, they that's why they win so much. It's like, well, they could have filmed it just a little bit, not in that position. It's more semantics.
Yeah, but there's a reason for the positioning.
Yeah.
Because you're filming a certain spot, you're seeing play cards, and the way cameras are nowadays, I mean, we could be a mile away and zoom right in on people's stuff. So there's a reason for that. And again, it goes back to, it could have happened to anybody, sure.
But it happened to the 6-time champions.
It happened to not only the 6-time champion, but the team that we're talking about, the team that got in trouble, that have been in trouble for filming teams before when they weren't supposed to. So that's where but I mean, again, no harm, no foul. A 2021 third round pick.
Yeah, I think the biggest deal is that, the ratings drop so much without the Patriots in the playoffs.
Yeah,
as far as viewership goes.
I don't know how true that is. Obviously, it would be difficult, and we'll need to do a little research to find out TV ratings. But I mean, not big enough to matter. That's more what I'm saying. So, but yeah, so we'll see. I mean, there would be a lot of happy fan bases and probably some folks that have boycotted the NFL due to the fact that, they're not going to do anything about cheating, and so I'm not going to watch it anymore type of stuff. So maybe it brings back all 7 of those people. But no, I mean, it's just to a point, though, where when you're not actually punishing people for cheating, then cheating can happen and will continue to happen until it's done. Same with baseball. Rob Manfred has basically said, it doesn't matter if you cheat as long as you win. And so that's more.
Now,
what
if they just came in and said, screw it, every team can record anything, anytime? They gave everyone a fair playing field.
There you go.
Yeah.
Obviously.
it seems like that's going to happen sooner rather than him actually levying real punishments on teams.
Absolutely. And so, we're not sitting here saying every team is following the letter of the law. But again, there's one major team that continues to get in trouble for doing this. So if you really don't care about punishing them, then just open season it.
Yeah. All right. So it's time to move into what we're talking about today. And we've got a special treat for you. Today, we're going to be pretty much doing a Seattle fantasy expansion draft.
It's going to be a 5-part series. Here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do an expansion draft for Seattle, except for we're going to follow all the same rules except for one thing. In our draft here, teams are not going to be protecting anybody. We get to take anybody we want, and me and Bobby are going to take separate players from the team. So we're going to be building our roster, which will consist of 14 forwards, 9 defensemen, and 3 goalies. And the only team we're not pulling from is Vegas. Yeah. Because in the actual expansion draft, they're not pulling from Vegas either.
Which I don't agree with because they went to the Stanley Cup. They should have been listen, if you don't make the playoffs, no, you don't get things. But you went to the Stanley Cup final, you're eligible to have players taken from you.
So we're going to do the Pacific Division today. Then we'll follow it up with the Central, the Metro, and the Atlantic. And then on episode 5 of this 5-part series, we are going to build our roster. Lines 1 to 4, 3 defense pairings. And we're going to have to cut some
players.
I would just say we don't even have to cut them because they'll just be on our bench ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially cutting them. But how are we going to put them together? So I'm really excited about this. I've actually done all my research for every team. So there's a lot of things that go into it.
I've only had time to do research on just that division.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I did. I was going to do, but then I was like, go ahead and do all 4 of the teams so you kind of know where you need to be and who you need to take.
And of course, I had already done my research on Vegas.
Good.
Yeah. So for the hell of it, why don't we, before we flip the coin, since we can't take it, why don't we just do Vegas right now? Who would you take from Vegas?
I did not do Vegas at all, but man, that's a really tough question. And again, it's so weird that we're doing it like this because rosters are going to be built weirdly. I would say Mark Stone would be a good potential option. I'm not hating on William Carlson either. Old Wild Bill, he's kind of had a resurgence there. Shea Theodore, not a bad option. Depending on what you need, I mean, Ryan Reeves, if you need a bruiser type of guy. But I mean, again, you need a goalie, potentially Robin Leonard. I mean, it's really going to be up in the air. Oh yeah, well he's old, so
you said that you were going to build just to win this year.
Yeah, I said that, but that was to make you do some crazy No, and I have players on here that are win now type of guys, but I also got some youth in there type of stuff that if I was between a couple guys to put on my list, youth was a factor that I played into.
I think I would have gone with Patches.
Yeah.
66 points, not old, but not young, got some, he has
streaky is my thing with him. And I'm trying to get consistency. That's what me as a coach, I'm building
right there on the third line, fourth line.
Yeah. But see, and now that's also something you have to weigh. Some of these guys are not third and fourth line players. So, but that's what's going to make this so fun and interesting because we're probably going to have a superstar lineup, but then you got to, on part 5 when we got to build an actual lineup, who goes where, this player needs to play here, so
what we're going to do is we're not going alphabetical order. You can go any team you want in your pick in the Pacific Division. So obviously, if you go Calgary and then I don't have to go Calgary until the very end because I know you can't pick anybody else from there.
Right.
So why don't you go ahead and you flip and I call?
Sure.
I'll go heads.
All right, heads it is. You get the first pick of our 14-pick draft.
Really?
It's tough.
This pick comes down between Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Let's be honest here, I think. I mean...
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go with the guy who, younger, better point percentage, Connor McDavid.
Yeah, obviously that was going to be my first overall pick too, but landing on Leon Draisaitl as your I'm not going to take him, obviously. That's not what I'm saying. That is who I'm going to take, but that will be my my 9th pick probably. Just to say, I had to take old Draisaitl on the the final pick. Okay, so that kind of leaves me wide open here. And again, Pacific was really the worst team to start with, in my opinion, or division, to start with, in my opinion. But there is a guy that I'm going to be eyeing, and I think that without having to be the boss hog on campus, I think that he's really going to shine in my lineup. I think I got to go over to the Coyotes and take Taylor Hall.
Yep.
So, and obviously I've got 2 players on each team that I could definitely take, but it's really going to depend on, where everybody goes and what I'm needing.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 27 points in a partial season with the Yotes. So, but I'm going to go now to Calgary.
Okay.
I'm taking Matthew Tkachuk.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So leaving
22 years old, 61 points, and he's a hit machine, 122 hits, and he's a 12.2 shot percentage compared to Gaudreau's 8.
Wow. So
and Johnny Gaudreau only has 1 hit.
Didn't have him on my list. The one thing that I didn't really kind of plan for, and I'm sure that some pretty loyalist will come at us. My defensive pairings, I didn't go like left-handed, right-handed.
No, me neither.
I didn't think about it that much. I did do a little bit of thought process in the left wing, right wing, but obviously we can put a winger on either side. We just know what they're better at.
Yeah. So, and this time I did left and right wingers, but if it comes down to it, and when you're making your lineup and you have too many left wingers,
exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about, but I also didn't just specifically plan for it. So, all right. So you have gone with the Flames and the Oilers. I think that I'm going to go on over to LA. There were only 2 guys that I was really interested in taking. And I think that I'm going to go ahead and start building my defense a little bit and take Drew Doughty.
Okay.
So, there was another guy that I was intrigued by, but I think Drew Doughty is going to be a really good offensive defenseman and probably be a more of a third pair type of guy for me. So I don't know if that is the right choice, but there weren't many great choices on the Kings. So
Yeah. All right, so I'm sticking in Canada.
Okay.
And I had two choices for this, and I'm going to go with the young guy at 21 years old with 66 points, Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, Elias Pettersson is a great choice and was on my list for sure. And I think the first center, no, because you took McDavid. So that's your second center. Okay, cool. So that's, there was a lot of these that it was going to be my second and third guy were very dependent on who you took. So I got a pretty good choice for that. For that spot as well. So, all right. So I think I am going to go on up to Anaheim. What I wanted to make sure I did was I wasn't having to pick on the last few teams in divisions, pick a bunch of goalies. And I think John Gibson is going to come over and play for me. Okay. And, he may not be one of my top two goalies, but now I only have to worry about two goalies. So that will be... that'll be nice for me. That I don't have that. That now I only have to get two more goalies throughout the rest of the draft. So
all right. So I guess looking for a team you haven't picked from yet. All right. I guess I'll go take I'll take a right winger in Timo Meier from San Jose.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, great choice. Obviously, not sure that's where I would have gone, and obviously. It won't matter. So that kind of leaves me open here. So we've each picked one from, every team has been picked at least once. So now it is just taking the other guy that we want. Obviously, since we can't pick anymore, I'm not going to do it to him. I am going to bring old Leon Draisaitl over onto the team to be a center for me here. I'm going to take Draisaitl since it at this point doesn't matter who we're picking back and forth. So what do you got for me on your next pick, buddy?
Gonna get a D-man from Anaheim, Cam Fowler.
Okay, yeah, not a bad call. That was not my other choice on Anaheim. I was thinking, Ricky Rax.
Yeah, that's I had him actually first, but there's gonna be so many wingers in the other divisions that I need, and honestly, Cam Fowler probably might not even make the team to make the lineup.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing with Anaheim.
Yeah.
They potentially couldn't. So obviously, again, I only have have left winger on the team now, but I do got a defender, a goalie, and a center, and I've been really, really struggling with this particular team and who I should take because there's a choice that I think is a great choice, but it's tough to make this call when you're building a team, but. I think we're going to be going. I think a lot of these votes are going to be coming from like name value, and so I gotta bring old Erik Karlsson onto the squad, man.
Yeah,
I think
so. I was thinking Brent Burns.
Me too, but but again, it goes back to he's 5 years older than Karlsson.
Yeah,
so. And Karlsson's not a very, very young man.
Yeah,
he's a year
older than me. He might not even make the team, to be honest, Karlsson.
Yeah, well, we're hoping that people forget that he's very injury prone as of late, and I mean, I think I'll probably put him on there for name value alone. But yeah, so I'm gonna take old Karlsson from the San Jose Sharks, and bring him onto the squad.
All right, so. I get to choose between LA and Arizona. I'm going to go. I need a veteran presence, a man who's won a lot of cups.
Yeah.
Phil Kessel.
Okay. That was an intriguing choice. I did not see that coming.
My other choice was Clayton Keller.
Yeah, I would have taken.
Honestly, you took Taylor Hall already.
I would have taken Oliver Ekman-Larsson personally.
I was thinking about it, but
out that D. I hear you. I mean, look. I'm gonna be intrigued to see where you slot him on the old roster. But
honestly, he might get a spot behind the bench as a manager.
You're in, buddy. Hey, Phil,
power play coach.
What we're gonna want you to do, buddy, is we're gonna want you to hang out and bring us hot dogs. You can do that.
If you actually think that anyone else is gonna be able to eat those hot dogs, you're lying to yourself.
Exactly. Okay, so I got two teams left: the Canucks and the Flames. And so what I want to do here, because the depth of center is so great, at a lot of other teams that I definitely know have some centers that I can take later on. I'm going to take some youth because you've taken a little youth from the Canucks. I'm going to take a little youth as well and take Brock Besser and him to play on my my right one of my right wings. And he's hungry. He's a young kid. He'll be willing to play a little lower on the old list, or maybe throw him up at a top line with a couple of these superstars that I got. But he has really shown out in the in the league since he's been in. And yes, Pettersson is great, and probably would have been the guy that I took from Vancouver had you not yourself taken him. So I'm gonna go with old Brock Besser, bringing him onto the squad, making my number 6 pick, and excited to have him. Thanks, and welcome to the team, Brock.
Yeah, so I'm looking now at the Kings.
Yeah,
and it
was rough.
Yeah,
you see why I took old Drew Doughty to start off my D, right?
Yeah, so I guess Kopitar's too old, and I mean 32, and I'm already gonna have so many centers. I am gonna end up taking a center in Tyler Toffoli.
Toffoli, okay, not bad. I most certainly would have gone Kopitar there as the second choice. A Selke winner, one of the few people that have won it besides Patrice Bergeron since I guess its inception in like 1902. But yeah, I mean, I hear you on the center thing. It's tough to take a center.
Kings would have actually made the final roster, though.
Drew Doughty may make mine, but potentially
of the two other than Drew Doughty, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, although that was more what I was saying was if I did have to take Kopitar there, I mean, I think he'd be a perfect third or fourth line center for you to really actually, if you're really trying to build a roster of what you want these third and fourth guys. But Toffoli, not a horrendous choice, so I'm not gonna come at you for that.
All right, so
can I make my last pick, buddy? Are you trying to short my roster? Okay, so I'm on to the Calgary Flames, and you did not take any of the 3 guys that I put down. Do I go center with Elias Lindholm? I think I kind of talked about the centers before, and there's lots more opportunities for me to grab centers later. So I think that I'm gonna pass on Lindholm here. Now my choice comes down to obviously there's one of these players that are better than the other. But for the roster building, again, lots of good wings that are coming up in the other 3 divisions. It's really tough for me to pick between Mark Giordano on D and Johnny Hockey. Another left winger. There's a plethora of left wingers. It seems like right wingers are a little more difficult to secure. But I think, again, name value, Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau, I think you got to come over to the squad, buddy. We want you to every April Fool's Day delete all of your stuff about Seattle. Johnny Hockey,
and we'll believe it every year.
Johnny Hockey is leaving Seattle. He fought the owner and is dating his daughter now. He's out of there. Yeah, so we want the fun plus the hockey skill you bring. And again, a lot of the issues and problems that obviously not a lot. He's a great hockey player, but he is a big man on campus there, and I think slotting him in my third and fourth line is going to potentially make him a solid choice for me to have. And he's got the mindset that he wouldn't mind playing on a lower line on my team, which is very key when you're drafting a fake team, Bobby, is the cohesiveness of that fake team. That was fun, dude. I am absolutely enjoying this. I think that we went a little quicker than we thought that we were going to go. We probably could have got 2 done, but I'm excited to stretch this into 5 weeks, I guess. You know, I mean, if we have some more stuff coming up and maybe hockey is getting closer than we thought and we need to talk a little bit more about hockey, maybe we condense a couple of them into one. But I'm excited over the next 4 weeks of us building this roster and this team.
The Weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like this. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish. Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister. And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
Corey Perry will not be taken in this draft. I have a feeling.
I've already got him. I said that, hey, we got healthy players over here, and he came running.
But all right, so this week, joke of the week, we've got from Michigan. The library in Kent in Kent District has asked people to stop microwaving their books.
Michigan, the Florida of the North.
Yeah. People are microwaving their books to kill COVID-19. First off, really surprised people in Michigan are checking out books.
Reading books. That was the biggest.
That was the joke of the week.
That was the biggest joke of this whole story, is that not only are they microwaving them, but they believe that COVID is a real thing. So
good for them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like we are very, very happy that you are trying to be safe, I guess. I'm just not really sure about the thought process. Like there, I guess, has to be a number of people doing it, because I mean, one guy does it. You don't put out a whole news article about it. So there must be multiple people doing it. So what I've been thinking about is there's definitely some guy that's trolling people on Facebook saying, oh, you got to microwave your books.
Oh, yeah.
You got to microwave the books or you're going to get, the coronavirus. And because people, I guess, I've never really got the whole, there's a difference in just like, oh, I'm joking around on Twitter and trolling people about a sports player or something. There are people that really get their kicks out of trolling. And I always thought of it like that meme that was like, oh man, that guy's an idiot. And then the guy's walking away and he's like, ha 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 ha, those guys think I'm an idiot. Yeah, like even if you were joking, like
we think you're an idiot.
People still think you're an idiot. So like, yeah, that's probably what it was. Or like when people, they did the, this is how you get traction in the snow. You just screw screws into your tire. And there are those people that have screws all the way around their tire. And they're like, I got a flat tire. Why? Can anybody tell me?
Yeah. I hate to see what they do if they digitally download a book on their phone.
They throw it in the microwave and they're getting it going. So I'm more just intrigued of like,
but
the thought process of
but
these
it's not
people.
Just books getting hot. Like we're looking at pictures. There's radio frequency tags in the books for like when they check them in, and those are made of metal. So therefore, they are sparking and catching the books on fire.
They're like, oh no, I can't believe that this book caught on fire. It's like, look, I'm sure not everybody probably, but everybody has had that experience with putting something accidentally in the microwave they're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Aluminum foil or like a container.
Foil.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to offend you there, Bobby. Just throwing something in there or putting something in there too long. It happens, okay? But like you're old enough to go and check a book out of the library, okay? So assumingly you read at least a little bit, at least one book you read.
Yeah.
And there's like, so like, I mean,
which
just
by the way, the ability to read one book makes you smarter than most Americans.
Most people, what is it? It's like 70 or 80% of people have never read a book that they weren't assigned. And like, if that's your thing, that's okay. That's fine. But you are reading, at least one thing. I mean, I just would really like to know your joke of a thought process that like, I mean, instead of I could see if like, they're like, hey, please don't like douse these books in hand sanitizer or something. Like, at least that makes a little sense to me. Like,
apparently it was something said on the local news station.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah.
Well, should you be microwaving your books? Hear more at 11.
Oh, I'm not coming back at 11.
11? I gotta go to the library and get a book and microwave
these books now.
Wow.
Yeah. But all right, so we are moving out of X-Men and for our pop culture.
Peace.
So it was great talking about it. We enjoyed it. But today, and we might turn this into maybe some more segments, video games.
Oh, vidges.
Something that a lot of us grew up on. It was our happy place. And coming up in the next maybe month, maybe in August, Pucks Out. We'll have Pucks Out Gaming. You can find us on Twitch. We will be streaming. We don't have a schedule yet. I'm thinking maybe have a day where we play some NHL.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the opportunities are endless. Watch me and Bobby straight dominate in NHL 3s.
But all right, so today we're ranking our top 5 video games. Why don't you start us off with your number 5?
Yeah, and I kind of went more like video games that like have, and I think that you did as well, like video games that have made like a big impact on me, like in terms of video games. So I think I had to go with the original split screen GoldenEye 007, you know? Yeah, dude. All golden guns, bro. You know, like just the opportunity to hang out with your friends and play, and like some of those maps were so confusing. So it even made you know, only the guy that had been playing a whole bunch was able to really screen watch and like cheat. What a fun, nostalgic style of game. I loved.
I'm going to see if we can
007.
find a way to stream and see, because I've got an N64 and I've got GoldenEye. I'm going to see if we can stream that.
We can
I might
most
have to
certainly
get
just
a bunch of adapters.
That, or we could literally just put the camera onto the TV and stream it. You know, there's many options here. But yeah, I mean, I think that at least a few of our listeners would find that to be fun. And it'll be really fun to watch us play it, because your boy Rusty, dude. Your boy N64. I'm rusty on regular gaming. So like N64 has been a minute. That's been like 400 beers since I thought about N64 last.
So my first 2 are some of the first games I remember playing. But my number 5, Return to Castle Wolfenstein on the PC. I used to spend hours getting off school and playing this with my dad. And I would play it, and then he would play it, and I would just like, because he would play online, and I would sit next to him, and I'd pretty much like remind him to reload, because, you know, I'm used to, because when I play, like I shoot 2 bullets, reload. He would like get it down to like 1 bullet in the chamber, and I'm like, time to reload, bud.
You're like, no. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their different play style. There are people that will spray until they're out. I'm in a conflict. I'm not reloading because I'm scared I'm going to get caught slipping. And usually you just get caught slipping because you run out of bullets.
Yeah.
But I'm a pretty avid reloader myself. I mean, I think that's back in the days from old Duck Hunt, which didn't make either of our lists, but I mean, or arcade games. You gotta shoot off screen to reload.
Horrible gun safety tip, by the way.
It was terrible. Please do not just shoot randomly. Please don't
gotta
shoot
reload.
randomly.
Boom. What are you doing? I had to reload.
You just killed your buddy. And you know, I'll tell you, one of the games, if we're talking arcade shooting games, one of my favorite games of all time, and I can like remember this when I was a little kid. You remember the game where the driver is driving and he has a gun, and then there's a passenger that has a gun? Yeah. I remember me and my dad playing that game, and except for he would always, because he liked to shift, he liked to do manual, you know, like, so he let me play both the guns. And dude, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, if we ever make it big on the pod, it's the first thing I want to put into our huge studio is this game, dude.
Question: do you think Dick Cheney thought that that's how you reload when he shot his buddy?
That's what I would have gone with. He's like, I'm a Duck Hunt guy, bro. Like, come on. I'm an NES type of fella, dude. I didn't know about the X button. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, he shot a guy in the face. So
literally duck hunting.
All right, so moving into my number 4, going a little more modern, and literally in the title, Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah.
I spent countless hours in this game, and to the point where my parents had like a discussion with me about my gaming habits, and they're not one to, you know, stop me from gaming and stuff. But I was a senior in high school. It's like, you don't got a bedtime. You're a grown up now, essentially. Like, I would spend hours playing Modern Warfare 1, and more than I care to admit, I would trash talk, but like a high school senior would trash talk. Like, your mother should have had, should have never had you. You're the worst person that I've ever met. Like, all this stuff. And so they're like, hey, you're being a little ridiculous type of stuff. Like, come on. Like, so Modern Warfare 1, though, I loved it. It was like a real, what seemed like, as again, a senior in high school that's never really seen the real world, what seemed like a pretty accurate portrayal of warfare, and I've obviously understand that it's a video game and stuff, but like, you've heard of these weapons and you've seen them before, and they're, so I spent and besides the fact that Call of Duty is one of the best franchises that's really become a money grab in my opinion, but still it really revolutionized modern or even old school war games.
I mean, Modern Warfare, the new one, the current one is what I currently am playing. Yeah. And it's like, it's the same mechanics, same trope. Yeah. Still so good. Yeah. Got to get all the camos for all the guns.
See, you were big, and I had this game too, but with the World War II one.
World at War.
No, not the
World War II,
one.
The new one.
Newer one. And I think it's cool. I really like history. I really like, it's too old school for me, man. Like, I want some, like, I even liked Black Ops 3.
See, I hated those games. Like,
I like the future
I didn't like the
stuff.
Jetpacks, the skeleton,
skeleton. Dude.
That's why I love the new one, like the new Modern Warfare, because it's just it's back to its roots.
Modern style warfare is great, and that's what I like. And but I don't mind the futuristic. And I didn't hate the World War II. It's just it's old, dude. It's an old gun. Like, you guys know it's 2020 now, okay?
In the game, it's 1943.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my number 4. Right, what do you got, man?
So number 4, and honestly, this one could have been my number 1, but I for different reasons, and that's Ocarina of Time, dude. Truly one of the greatest N64 games, one of the greatest games of all time. But my top 3 are my own personal. They mean more to me.
And that's a Legend of Zelda game.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on N64.
I don't know how much hate I'm going to get for this.
A lot.
But I don't hate on Zelda. I just never got into it. I get that style of game. I understand. Like, I've loved games like that. I just never got into it. And I feel like it's one of those things that if you never got into it when you were younger, then it never makes sense to get into it when you're older. So my number 3, and I feel like it's fair for me to just go, because I could literally pick any version of it. The Civ games, Sid Meier's Civilization. We were trying to not just pick groups of games, but I don't feel like the only thing that, like, there's new mechanics and stuff, but like,
it's the same.
When the Civs games come out, the objective is the same with a few new stuff. I love that kind of stuff, dude.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't make my list. Hell, this computer I'm on right now, I have 2 games on it. Civ 5 and Civ 6.
Civ 5 is great. And I'll tell you what I really, really loved, because I've just, I get it. I get the advantage of gaming on a PC type of deal. But I was just always a console guy. I mean, because it just
seems easier.
It just seems, and I'm sure that it's not. I'm sure I'm going to have a bunch of PC Master Race people. Brandon Wheeler, my roommate, he is absolutely PC Master Race type of thing. Oh, it loads quicker and all this stuff. I never cared, okay? Yeah. I just want to plug it in, turn it on, put a disc in, grab a controller. That was more my thing.
Yeah.
So I loved it when Civ came out on freaking Xbox, dude.
Now, I will agree that I played Civ on console. Yeah. It's loads different than on the PC.
It is.
And like, there were some games growing up, like The Sims, Civ, Age of Empires.
Yeah.
I loved playing those.
Loved AOE too. That's a second. Yeah, that's a close second.
And I'm actually
Civ.
I literally just started like buying the parts because I'm building my own PC. So I just bought the motherboard the other day because I woke up and everything else was sold out.
We're not going to be able to, and not because I care. He's going to become a PC Master Racer, and we're not even gonna be able to hang out anymore.
No, at the end of the day, I'm always an Xbox bro.
You're gonna say, "Oh, you just still playing on that Xbox, bro?" Like, I don't know why you became a surfer.
They max you out at what's the max FPS,
oh
bro?
my gosh, you don't have 100 jillion frames per second, even though there's not even a single game that can handle that anyway.
But what if they did release one though?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. Did the blade of grass actually come out of the TV and swipe across your knee? Did you even play the game? Like, and I love all those pictures of like people that have just like crappier computers and stuff that are playing like all these like super high tech games, and like people are like laying down, hiding in the grass and stuff on their PC, and it's all. But on the people with no like frames per second on their gaming system can see them because they're like, I got garbage graphics, bro. Like, you're right there. Yeah. So so I totally get the PC gaming, and I played most of my Civ on the PC because that's where it really originated. But when it came out on Xbox, dude, like it was so much fun on Xbox that I went and looked it up to see, like all the old school games. Dude, it's still like $60 on Xbox, like on the store, like because like people will pay for it, So the Civilization games are just, I like building that city, and if you want to go more war or more, more technology, I just love them. So easy, one of my top 5, no question.
So now getting into my top 3, and this is the games that really I was raised on. These are my games that like I played time and time and time again. At number 3, and that's Mass Effect 2. The Mass Effect series as a whole is without a doubt my favorite gaming series of all time.
I like how you were like raised on something that you were like 19 when it came. Bobby didn't grow up until way later.
Well, Mass Effect 2, 2010.
I gotcha. I mean, I'm saying, but you weren't raised on it though. Like you were pretty much almost an adult. But no, I hear what you're saying. And I love those style of games, like the RPG games and the choices matter type of games. And you'll see that in my upcoming list.
So Mass Effect 2 was actually the first game in the Mass Effect series that I played. Then I went and played Mass Effect 1. Whole completely different style of playing. Slower. You have to wait. Like once you get out of the Citadel, it's amazing, but it's such a slow start. But it's still so good.
Is this a Game of Thrones crossover?
But it's just so much fun. They have this storyline that spans across all 3 games. Yeah. And then Mass Effect 3 was great. Then Andromeda happened. Mass Effect Andromeda, they tried to redo it and they never recovered. I think that was like 2017. Listen, I played it, I beat it, I enjoyed it. It was bad.
So my biggest thing is all these type of games seem awesome and fun. You know how my personality is, that I have to be very, very selective of what I play.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to play Mass Effect, my life was then going to be Mass Effect. And so like, World of Warcraft type of game, I can't just play something. I got to like
live it,
learn and be the best at it and really work. And so like I pick and choose, especially when it comes to like RPG style games like this, when I need to, before I ever start, bow out. And everybody's like, oh, like you love WoW. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. It's not a problem of me enjoying the game and getting my $15 a month worth out of it. It's the fact that I have things outside of World of Warcraft that I want to do, or outside of Mass Effect that I want to do. And because I've gotten older and I've gotten so much more busy, so much busier, one of those games that I kind of got into for a good while is Assassin's Creed Origins and the Lord of the Rings Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Like I freaking love them, and like I've got to like wean myself off of them because like I'm waking up in the morning before work and playing, and I'm playing right after,
which has to be like 4 a.m.
Yeah. Well, now used to I worked at 8. Now I don't play video games. I just sit on couches and work. Yeah, but yes, I mean if I got into it, yes, I absolutely would. And
that's how I was with Modern Warfare 2. Like I would wake up before school, like wake up an hour early just to get a couple rounds in.
Me too, with 1. So yes, that is how I am just with everything. I'm gung ho with it. So, but I've heard great things about the Mass Effect games. So I cannot imagine myself not loving them. Number 2 is directly into what I'm talking about. Yeah. Fable 2. I loved all of the Fable games. Fable 2 I think I played Fable 2 before I ever played Fable 1, which is weird. So that's why it beats out Fable 1 for me, or the Lost Collection.
Lost Chapters,
which was just a Fable 1 subset, right? Before Fable 2 came out.
It was all the stuff that the BioWare or Lions had to get rid of because they couldn't fit it.
Mm-hmm.
Technology got better and they could jam it all in there.
Yeah, I played it. I played that a bunch too, but I really, really got into Fable 2. And what sold me on the Fable games was the freaking commercials, dude. When they're talking about you get to choose, and it really did matter, and you did learn this good thing gives you a halo eventually, or these bad things give you a horns, and you play through both ways, and you want to get all the way, and you're making choices that you would never make because I gotta get my horns bigger, dude, or I gotta get a better halo. I loved obviously like Mass Effect, like you loved, the choices that you got that really did make a difference. And you find out there were some things that didn't really ever make a difference, but when you played through it, and I think I played through that game 5-10 times, trying different things and seeing if it actually mattered and finding out that it actually did. Too cool for me, man. Yeah. I just really, really enjoyed that. And again, before.
I liked the cause and effect that Fable had, Mass Effect built on, because Mass Effect, you would do something so minuscule in Mass Effect 1.
Yes.
And you wouldn't even see the outcome until Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, this is that is the thing about Fable, is it was more immediately gratifying, and one of the first games, I'm not sure it was the first game ever, but it was most certainly one of the first games I ever played like that had good graphics. So that is exactly why you picked Mass Effect 3 is exactly why I picked Fable. And dude, remember the 9-foot sword that you got at the end? And you could just one shot 40 people. Yeah. Freaking loved it, dude. It was awesome. So I was always a bad guy too, by the way.
I switched every other playthrough because I played a lot of playthroughs on Fable.
Yeah.
But so moving right from that into Dragon Age Origins. It was pretty much ported straight from PC to console, so it still had the same play style and mechanics as a PC game, but it's simplified down to console.
But you didn't get to look down on anybody for playing it, which made it a little sadder.
But it truly was a revolutionary game, in my opinion. Just the storyline was so real. One of the best storylines of any game, and better than most movies that I've seen. From all the way up to Dragon Age.
My number one's going to disagree, but go ahead.
It's up there.
I never played it, so again, I'll only go by my own opinions.
So Dragon Age Origins was the first one. Then Dragon Age 2, which was the story. I played it for the storyline. The actual gameplay and the graphics and the setting was not good, but I powered through it. And Dragon Age Inquisition, the third installment, so good. Almost as good as Dragon Age Origins, but it didn't have the nostalgia and didn't have the originality. It wasn't as revolutionary as Dragon Age Origins was.
It was just more of obviously great game, but it didn't reinvent a style of game or
and
genre.
The thing with the 3 games is there was obviously a deeper plot, backstory, but none of all the characters were different in each game.
Right.
So it was
kind of like Assassin's Creed almost.
Kind of. It was. Yeah, it's in the same world. The same backdrop. You see a lot of the same characters.
Yeah.
A lot of the same companions, but you're just playing a different character. That way, they could do a whole different storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Obviously, I never played it, but heard of it. Again, it's one of those things that I pick and choose what games I get into because I'm going to get into it. So my number one is, I have on here the Halo franchise, just because the Halo franchise changed everything, in my opinion.
For everybody.
It changed the game type of deal. It's one of those revolutionary ideas. So if we're just talking about what I spent probably the most time playing, Halo 2, dude. I loved it. Storyline was great. I had the special edition Halo 2 option. I loved it, and especially for multiplayer. And the storyline was great. But Halo 1 was so revolutionary to everything that we thought games should be, in my opinion. And I mean, it's not like there wasn't stuff like that before then. But just there was never a game before that I just wanted to watch all the cutscenes, and Halo 1 and Halo 2 and to an extent Halo 3 and Reach and all these, I haven't really got past playing games, playing any of the Halo games past Reach because, again, time is a complete factor. But Halo just said something to me, man. You had that big old original Xbox controller that was as big as your bedroom, and just Master Chief and like the story
Old
that
John.
it told, and what was the sergeant's name?
Sergeant Johnson?
Yeah, Sergeant Johnson, and then you play through this game, and then Sergeant Johnson dies on you, and then he comes back, and just all these little things, and like the world that they created, and they've written books about Halo now. It was hard for me because basically what we're talking about, that literally changed gaming for me. And I got into other stuff in gaming that maybe I never would have if I didn't find out, oh, bro, you're a freaking nerd, dude. Like, get up in this stuff, So Halo is really hard to beat for me. Cool weapons and cool ideas and great storyline. I will Halo 1 and 2 especially will always have a specific place in my heart. And the thing is, I probably spent more time on Halo 3 multiplayer. I mean, I played through, we got it, me and my buddy Nick got it the night it came out, and cut school that day and like played all day and like beat it on Legendary that day. And it was a cool story, but it didn't mean as much as Halo 1 and 2 did to me. Yeah. And that's what it meant for me.
Yeah, no, I remember
gaming.
I'm trying to think of what map it was on Halo 2.
Lockout, baby.
Lockout was dope.
Lockout's that map, dude. Lockout's that map. You might be talking about Zanzibar, though.
Zanzibar, yeah, that's exactly it.
Zanzibar was another favorite. I like the small maps, man. Lockout was that game. I remember taking my Xbox to my like family, like Christmas time or something. It was at that point in your life where you're like taking your Xbox everywhere and you're playing, and so there were. My uncle played a little bit of Xbox. I mean, we played Halo and we played other games together and stuff. But my cousin and my two uncles, I was like, hey, I got 4 controllers because you took 4 controllers, and you guys want to play some Halo? And then we played some 2s, 2-on-2, and just shredded, dude. Because these people don't know about the noob combo with the plasma pistol and the battle rifle, and you're just and just popping them, and they're getting mad. And so I was like, all right, we'll play 3-on-1. I'll go basically SWAT rules for myself, like 1-hit kills for you guys, and I'll even bump your handicap up. And I gave him like +9 handicap, and I had like minus 9. And we're talking still like 25-4 type of stuff. He was like, you're freaking cheating. You can't do that. You're putting in a cheat code. And I'm like, no, bro, it's just, I've literally spent 20 hours a week playing online against guys that would demolish me. So like, you are nothing. But that was, just fun split screen, and they would try to screen cheat on me. It's like, oh, you're looking at my screen. Like, bro, I don't need to look at your screen, dude. If I was looking at your screen, you would know.
Yeah. So, all right. So my number 1, I talked about it earlier, Fable: The Lost Chapters. Original Xbox, 2005. A game I played probably more than any other game. I probably played through that game 12, 15 times, probably more. Sometimes making the same decisions, making different decisions. and always start. I mean, it was just such a fun game.
Yeah, it really was, man.
I mean, because it was always like serious but a little comical.
Well, that, and again, it goes back to exactly what I said. It was my number 2. It was, Fable itself, like Fable 2, not the Lost Chapters. But at this point, you could literally play it 12 times. And I mean, yeah, some things would be the same. You would generally never experience the same game that you experienced before.
Yeah.
It was the same game, but it wasn't, because it was completely different. And there's something to be said about that, especially like playing video games that's expected. That is expected for you to intuitively build a game that is different, based off your decisions.
Yeah.
And not all games, but that's not a new thing. I think Final Fantasy does that a lot.
I actually haven't played a Final Fantasy game.
Me either, but I think it's like a choice-based type game, and like
the only Final Fantasy I know about is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's the one with like Mickey in it or
It's
something,
Final
right?
Fantasy meets like Disney.
Yeah, I mean, again, everybody has their games that they like and the style that they like. I agree, man. Fable was just so cool, and if it wasn't for what Halo did for me, it would be hard for it to not be the number 1. But you got a couple honorable mentions, I think.
Yeah. So I've got Modern Warfare 2. I spent so much time playing that. That came out about a week before, during my junior year, maybe even my sophomore year of high school.
I think it was your junior year, because we're 2 years separate.
Yeah, my junior year, I had just had double knee surgery from a football injury, and I was on bed rest, and I just played Modern Warfare 2 so much, and it was all I could do for a while. And it was just, I mean, it was... What
was your excuse after your knees were healed? Exactly. No, I hear you. That's exactly the reason that I have Modern Warfare 1 on mine. One of my honorable mentions, and it's more just for like the friend aspect of it, Mario Party 4, dude, on Wii. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We had some fun.
Yeah, it's always fun when you got friends over. Another one I've got is World at War. One of
Zombies, baby.
Dude, yeah. I mean,
Zombies, that's a cool game. I wish it would have happened in like Modern Warfare 1 for me, because it was a little later than
they
me.
introduced Nocturne and Toad, which was the first ever Zombies map, and it was just so... At first, you could only play it like after you beat the game. Like you had to beat the game, and at first they didn't even unlock it. Like you played it once. Like it was like a little Easter egg. You played it by yourself once, and then that was it. That was the only zombies they had. Yeah. And then they realized people really like this.
Awesome, because it is an awesome game mode. And like there have been CODs that I've played. I think Black Ops 3 had zombies again, right? It was the first one that brought zombies back.
I think so. And I know Modern Warfare said like they teased the zombies. Yeah. But I think with that, it's so in depth and they want to make it so good, they're going to hold off on it for a bit. Yeah. Especially since they just released their Battle Royale mode. Yeah. But yeah, and then I mean, honestly, you've got one that I've spent so much time on that one.
I really quick with their Battle Royale mode, because I kind of like it. I played it a little bit.
I played one round of it. I don't like
you're not a Battle Royale guy. But my question is, who has these 16 terabyte hard drives that they're able to just download all the COD stuff? That is more the reason I would love to have the new Modern Warfare. But dude, I cannot just re-download any other game I ever want to play.
You can just get the Battle Royale mode, right?
I do, and it's one and the same, dude. We're talking like it's like 40 or 50 something, gigs per update. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, it is a big thing, and they said they're working on it. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive that's on my Xbox.
That's not enough.
I've got plenty, but it's an 80 gig game.
You're 2 updates away from not having any more room on your. Yeah, so like I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. Like, who's got the space for it? Or just only plays COD. You know,
I did buy a 10 terabyte to keep the audio from the podcast on. Yeah. Eventually, I might have to put the audio on the 2 terabyte and use the 10 terabyte for Modern Warfare.
I think so. I think do you have like a small child's leg to sell? Like, cause like that's what you're going to have to do. Like, look, we're going to actually code this on your bone, Timmy.
They did come out with like a little menu thing. It's like, would you like to reduce the space of this? Well, get rid of all the DLC packs and get rid of the campaign and the Battle Royale and just play the quick play.
Look, if you want some extra space, just not download the game. Thanks, Activision or whoever's running it.
Maybe Infinity
days.
War. I don't know.
Infinity War.
Maybe. Oh,
Ward.
Infinity Ward.
Who knows? Who cares? But so you had World at War. And I feel like this is just unnecessary because we're talking about the world building and stuff. The Sims, dude. Oh, the cool Sims.
I spent so much time playing that as a kid.
To be fair, and I'm sure you're a lot like me, was 99.7% of your time spent building houses and stuff.
And then once I started playing, I was like, this sucks.
I'm so sorry. I said 99.7 building houses. It was like 89.7 building houses, 10% putting in cheats so you had enough money to build the houses. And then like you're like, this is boring.
I never once played the game like without cheats and just like, oh, I'm going to start on this little house and get a job.
There are dumb people that play the game without cheats.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like playing Grand Theft Auto legit. Like, oh, gotta go get some ammo. Like, dude, just left, right, up, BB, round, circle down, and you got every gun in the game. Yeah, so like, and it was funny because it was just more fun building the houses than it was actually playing. And, there were some that I played a little bit and got into, but them stupid idiot friends that would come over and they'd just sit on your computer and like, what? You're getting trapped in the pool, buddy.
Or the worst was like you do all this time building a great walkway and they come around like your back door.
Dude, and
it's not like it's a back door like with a driveway. They straight up like come to the fence and they're like, oh, dude, I'm gonna come through this back door.
This entryway cost me $1 million.
Yeah.
Like this literally cost me 4 hours of my time to build up enough money to get this entryway. And you just walk across my lawn like a friggin' hoodlum, dude. You're lucky that there are no guns in The Sims, buddy, because I would have shot you.
Yeah. And one last honorable mention that I have, Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I loved playing Elder Scrolls Online, but Skyrim, I spent hours on Skyrim. Yeah.
It was one of those things, same thing. I gotta have a life, buddy. I can't be getting into Skyrim.
Yeah. But all right, so that about wraps up. We might figure out a way to talk some more video games next week.
Yeah, sure.
But why don't you pull a card for questions from the internet?
Let's do it, buddy. Let's do it. Okay, this totally ties in to the pod. Would you rather be able to throw 105 or dunk?
Easy for me.
Yeah?
Dunk, 100%.
Yeah,
I have zero interest in throwing 105.
Yeah, I think that throwing 105 is pretty impressive, and like you could really you would never be able to like necessarily show someone you could throw 105
unless you go to a sounds game and you go to the radar thing. That's about the only time you can show it off.
That is kind of dope. Yeah, dunking.
But you can dunk.
I have a basketball goal.
I see basketball hoops way more than I see a pitching area that has a radar.
See, but I think that's what you're thinking about. Is that fast pitching is fast pitching, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a baseball. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I could just like hurl stuff 105 miles an hour.
So I'm throwing knives and like cannonballs.
Whatever you want. You got 105.
If I can throw any object.
Well, I mean, within your appropriate strength level, you don't just get to throw cannonballs 105.
Okay.
Like,
because if I'm throwing cannonballs,
but you're just sitting around with people and like there's a rock and you're like, I bet you I could put a dent in that brick wall over there.
Here's the thing.
I mean, dunking would be awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it can't just be dunking because here's the thing. There's throwing a fast pitch, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like that is equivalent to just a basic dunk.
Yeah.
We're talking like Michael Jordan dunk, man.
Yeah,
like 105
but that's obviously,
to compare it to 105.
All right, let's
you're
do
doing
this.
like trick dunks.
You can do whatever dunk you want to be able to do if you choose the dunk. But if you throw 105, then like there's like a little indicator in somebody's mind that says that was 105 miles an hour.
I'm still taking the dunk.
Yeah,
man.
I think so too.
Imagine just rolling up to the court, man, and nobody expecting, and you just pull out like a backflip dunk tomahawk.
Now, it doesn't say that you get the necessary skills to be able to utilize it like while playing with the dunk. I mean,
What?
obviously you can dunk, but like dunking in itself is different than playing basketball and dunking over people and stuff. You know, I mean, you would have the height and stuff, but that doesn't mean you have the skills to be.
So you can't throw 105 if you're playing a game of baseball. You can just pitch at a.
No, I'm saying like when you were able to dunk and do all these dunks, that just means you can dunk. That doesn't mean you're great at basketball. Okay, so what I'm saying
I'm
is,
not saying I'm great at basketball, but like, give me the rock close to net and I'm dunking it.
but like you're able to throw 105, dude, and you join like a men's league or like, but dude, to be fair,
Didn't say accurate though.
being able to dunk, lots of people are able to dunk. If I could throw 105 miles an hour, I could go play minor league baseball, dude.
Doesn't
You know
say
what I'm
anything about being
saying?
accurate though.
Sure.
If you're throwing 105 and you're throwing balls every single time,
I'm decently accurate already, though, is what I'm saying. Like, being able to dunk wouldn't give me the requisite basketball skill
but are
to
you
be able to be a
accurate
basketball.
because you pitch so slow?
I mean, I'm never a pitcher, to be honest with you. If I could throw 105, I'd probably just like, because I was always a catcher growing up, and I mean, I could play any position.
Yeah.
I'm a freaking baller, dude. But I mean, dude, I would just from my knees just jet it to second base, dude, and I'd be playing minor league baseball before you knew it, buddy. Or outfield. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about this before. 105. I'm pitching it from friggin' right field to home plate, like no problem. I don't know. That's a tough choice, but dunking, yeah, I would definitely take dunking.
Time to cast your vote. Vote your cast. Choose your pick. Pick your choice. Make a decision and take a side for this or that.
All right, guys. This week we've got zombie apocalypse or alien invasion. Which one would you rather have to go through and try and survive?
Zombie apocalypse, no question.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Alien
easy.
invasion. No, that was easy for me. Alien invasion.
It was easy for me. Zombie apocalypse. Dude, alien invasion, we're talking about these people were able to come from outside of our solar system and like be here, dude. They're dominating us in
So
technology.
the way I took it, the way I worked this was zombie apocalypse means it's many zombie versus few humans.
Yeah.
Alien invasion, I'm not saying it like
It's a perfect world.
I'm not seeing it as in a full scale Reaper. But it's like it's like a one or two ships, like they found their way here, but now they're ready to kill us. And
that's
now you
not
have
an invasion, though, dude.
I mean,
an invasion. Look, man. All I'm saying is, like, I pictured the worst possible outcome for both parties. Is more what I thought about. And so, yeah, if you want to talk about, the couple ships or whatever, I'm thinking like World War Z type of stuff, dude.
I also meant as
Independence
you
Day.
personally, what are you like? What could you survive? Like what
Zombie apocalypse, dude.
Really?
They got advanced weapons, zombies, and I mean, it really depends on what kind of zombies you're talking about. But even so,
not trolls, zombies. People mistake trolls for zombies.
You're talking
Zombies
about like what are the troll? Is that like Iron
troll is like
Legend?
World War Z where they have like a steroids and they're running. Those aren't
like,
zombies.
Okay, so yeah, like Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, this is an easy choice.
I mean, because here's the thing:
I'm fast, dude.
alien invasion also means we might actually achieve world peace. We've finally realized that there's
because
something.
they killed everybody, dude.
I don't know, man. I think
It doesn't
depends
say,
on the alien that comes.
If it's an invasion, you've already said invasion. That doesn't ever spin positively.
Apocalypse doesn't spin positively either.
Never said it did.
Because
But I'm
zombie
saying
apocalypse doesn't mean you're starting from the beginning. Like this is bad.
Zombie apocalypse and alien invasion are one and the same to me. The only difference is the opponent. Aliens have traveled light years to get to us and invade us. Zombies or just look, man. They're regular people that turned into zombies. Look, I know most people. I can outsmart most people when they weren't zombies. So like now they're zombies and they walk slow. Like, I mean, look, I would probably die in both. No question. But, Walking Dead seems like you guys are idiots. Like this seems so easy. Just go up to, they can't walk upstairs. Just stay upstairs somewhere. Like, oh, you got a big group of them here. You've corralled them into this area. Just kill them one by one. I don't know. Like aliens seem like they're smart, dude. They know a little bit what's up, dude. So it's more of the argument to me of you have to like outsmart smart people or you have to out athleticize dumb zombies.
But it's not just athleticism. I mean, you're talking like endurance. Like you're talking millions, billions of zombies. Eventually, they're going to get you.
Sure.
But
the aliens are definitely going to get me pretty quick.
But let's not act as if just because they found their way to the Sol system that they are these super militarized. They know everything they're doing.
They may not, but
one
they
day,
can.
One day, humans, there is no denying, we're going to find our way in our solar system, and we're immediately going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Absolutely.
And we could still lose that battle.
We absolutely could, depending on where we land.
Because what if it's just an alien race, maybe 20 years ahead of us in future, and maybe this is their first time space traveling, and they found their way here, and now they're just like us, and they're like, oh, let's shoot them. We don't know them.
You're throwing a lot of what ifs in there. that if you wanted that to be a part of the thing, then you should have thrown it on there. My thing is, alien invasion, even if they are 20 years more advanced than us, we're pretty advanced. They're traveling from, like, we haven't even figured out how to get past friggin' Mars.
Hey, we put a car in space, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. And see, if I was a smart dude with resources like Elon Musk, I'd be like, yeah, man, maybe let's risk this alien invasion, or at least they'll like let me join their team. All I'm saying is, at least for a little while, I could outlast some zombies, because it's literally about just like outlasting people
and
that are
here's the
just
thing. You
walking around.
Can't make a peace treaty with zombies. Maybe we make a peace treaty with aliens and we get some new tech.
Have you seen the news in the past 15 years, Bobby? You think that we're going to make a peace treaty with an alien race? We're not even going to be able to decide which country talks to them, okay? So like I think that I
think we all know what country would talk to them. I think we should say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Australia.
America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, buddy. See, like, that's what I'm saying. We are literally buddies, and we had a different. Obviously, your answer seemed like more of a joke, right? Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
I wouldn't actually send Australia out to talk to them.
So, all right. I mean, see, but I would if I was choosing. Like, all right, buddy, let's go put a shrimp on the barbie. Before you alienize my friends here.
They come back and Australia's actually on their side fighting us now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was a colony full of convicts. So that's all I'm saying. So like that's more my thing. Like, if you truly believe in the human race and being able to work things out with the aliens, although we do come together when it's against somebody else. So like that's maybe what we need is an alien force to yell at. But we're talking about half of America couldn't even agree about the Starbucks cup that came out a couple of years ago. Okay. So like, if you really think that you can get everybody together and like Will Smith this Independence Day style, go for it. I'm going to take my chance with Linda down the street being a zombie trying to eat me.
All right. So time to move on to what are you binging? Why don't you tell us what you've been binging?
I've been watching a bunch of the same shows that I've already kind of talked about. So I've actually been binging a lot of Marvel Strike Force, dude. It's a phone game, and I've been freaking loving it, dude. So I told my my alliance leader, my boy Shadowfire, I'd give Hydra Taco Stand the shout out, dude. That's my alliance, the Hydra Taco Stand. So Shadow, shout out, man. Told you I would. You've been listening, so I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. So yeah, man, I've just been playing way too much of that. So
I might have to get back on that eventually. So I've been watching a lot of Would I Lie to You? I got a new thing on Amazon. It's called BritBox. Watch a lot of British TV. It's a game show where 3 people on each team, they pick a card, and some of it is things that they never did, and some of it is things that they've done in their life. They have to read it, and the other team has to see if it's a lie or if it's a truth. And they ask questions, and they have to like be honest and or make a lie.
This sounds like 3 truths and a lie.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
it's a real funny show though. It's always they have comedians on, so it's not like just random strangers.
No, I think I've heard of it before. Yeah, so
and drinking a lot of coffee lately,
dude,
man.
I almost just like doubled up, but I think we doubled up last week on something. So I was like, that's kind of. Now, tell me if this is weird. I know that it is, but I want to hear it from somebody else as well. we'll make, I've been working from home, so the coffee is mine. Once, Stephanie takes her cup of coffee and goes to work. I'll drink a hot cup of coffee in the morning, but I will drink on that same pot of coffee all day. But I don't like heat it up and warm up the cup. I just drink it cold or lukewarm. Or is that weird? I mean, people drink cold coffee, but it's not iced coffee.
I use Keurig, so I can't really speak of that.
Yeah.
I know when you came to my mom's house, you drank some coffee that was like a week old.
Yeah, man, it wasn't just old, dude. Like Kyle opened it up and showed me, dude. It was like moldy and stuff. And I only had a sip, and obviously I'm not sick, and I never got sick out of it. If we're being honest, I probably could have drank the whole cup. And I had no idea, dude. It's freaking coffee.
Yeah.
So
my mom usually doesn't use like coffee, like she uses Keurigs.
Oh,
so like
I heard it was she French presses. Okay.
Oh yeah, she's a French press person.
I had a cup of French press, and look, I'll drink some good coffee, but you know me, I drink black coffee. I'll drink the crappiest coffee you got, or I'll drink the best coffee you got. Really, coffee to me is a means to an end. It's something that I can drink. It tastes like coffee. I don't really care.
Legal.
It's legal. I don't really care. So I almost put that too, but I just want holler at us if I'm a crazy idiot. Like, I'm not gonna not do it anymore, but like I do want to know people's opinion about it. My binge for drinks I haven't really been like every day binging this or anything, but I got a little box wine drunk the other night, dude. On
box
Friday,
a day, huh?
Dude. Yeah. Only one box a day. I had way too many glasses of box wine, and I'm not one of those restaurant glasses where it's like, like a little bitty amount. Like, I have like a full glass of wine, dude. I woke up on Saturday morning when we had to help you move, dude, at like 6:20, and like got up and got dressed real quick and got to work by like 6:30. And dude, I had the worst wine headache for like the longest time. So, so box wine, there you go. That's what I've been binging.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right. Puck and play rule when you're behind the nets. You're telling me that they have so much security that they can't say, oh, you're in a section that you're not going to get hit by the net.
I agree. And I've always said, why not, when you're walking in the door, if you have a little area that says, look, I want to sign a waiver that says I'm cool with getting hit in the face by a puck. And then you get like a little badge or something like, this guy's cool. Don't mess with him. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little ridiculous. And I've had many a fight with the with people that are blocking us from walking up or walking down. It's not as bad in your seats because we can just watch the game from where we are. But like, dude, and I guess I get it. Like, oh, you're going back, to your seats. You're gonna block a bunch of people. It's freaking hockey, man. Yeah. You're not missing that much. And if anything, I feel like 3 seconds.
It's better to be a moving target because there'll be times like when I'm stuck still in like an area where I can get hit.
Yeah.
But now they've just made it so I can't, like I'm stuck in between the ushers.
My thing is I'm going to do the same thing I would do at a baseball game, and I'm going to try to barehand that bad boy. No question, dude. No question. Am I going to break my hand potentially? For sure. Am I going to try to break my hand? Yeah, I'm going to dive for that bad boy. Not a problem. Great one, man. Great one. Then some people take it way too seriously. And then some people, and I'll just speaking on the pucks and play rule, you're waiting in line. There's like 30 people waiting outside of their seats. And some guy decides to like walk in front of everybody and try to go up. Like, yeah, bro, we're not just hanging out.
We just like to stand here.
We're not just hanging out in the hallway of the arena because we like to be here. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good one. Mine is the way preseason rankings essentially determine the potential teams in the postseason, at least in college football, It's so dumb. Like, dude, if you're ranked number 1 and you play a crap schedule, but you never lose, then you're probably gonna be number 1. And I think that's stupid. Like, I think that it plays too much of a part early on of like the rankings and who's
I've always
there
thought there
at
should
the
be no
end.
preseason rankings.
Yeah, I think that it's stupid. It makes no sense. And I mean, yeah, there's potential ways to rank guys, but like,
I think there should be no 1 through 25 until like week 4 or 5. And
Agreed.
Then
If
they
you
come
wanna
together
do-
and then they rank them.
if you want to do as a magazine, and do like, oh, these are the
Yeah.
best 25 teams, I think. But like,
to have an
it
official top ranking before the season.
It
Yeah.
completely influences something when you're watching a game that has little 12 beside them playing
Especially
number
when
7.
it's college. There's turnover rate on these players.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a little bit of what they're looking at. But like, Alabama is going to be perennially ranked high, and they have to lose multiple games in order to not be in it. I mean, how many times have we sat and Alabama has lost one of the last 3 games of the season, and like, we're talking about how what needs to happen so Alabama doesn't get to the playoff. It's stupid. They were ranked high all the way through the year, and now they're still ranked high because they were ranked high and they played another team that was ranked high. Like, look, I am a SEC truther. I think the best football in the country is played in the SEC. But because everybody thinks that, and all the SEC teams are ranked super high because they have to play SEC teams, and they have to. It just doesn't. It makes people be able to argue. Well, Georgia was ended up number 4 because they started number 2 and they lost 2 games, and So I just think that no preseason rankings would be a great way to actually make these people on the playoff committee and make Condoleezza Rice watch all of the football games if you want to determine who's the best. Like, dude, you want to be on the committee. If you told me I get to be on the college football playoff committee and all I had to do was just watch every single college football game, I'd say, where do I sign up, buddy? I'm in, So yeah. So as much as I love college football and as much as it helps me as a fan, as an SEC fan, I think it's silly.
Yeah. Customer service in general, but when you are calling customer service and you're dealing with the menu system and then you get hung up on. First off, I've been dealing with Comcast for my mom, getting her set up with internet.
That's your fault.
I've already told her we're switching from Comcast after this contract. It's horrible. You call for a simple...
After your 45-year contract, you guys are out.
Yeah. I'm calling just to... Because they literally... The guy hands me a piece of it, says, call this number in like an hour to get to finish stuff. I'm like, okay.
And then he left?
Yeah.
And you trusted him.
Oh, I knew what was going to come.
This is you. This is your fault.
First off, the installer was such an asshole. I asked him... So he had a window from 10 to 12. I get there at 9:30. He's already there, like working on something on the street. I'm like, cool. He's actually here early. What do you know? Then he comes to he's like, hey, I'm all done. I'm like, cool. Can you test an Ethernet port inside for me, make sure it's working? And he's like, oh, actually, I can't. I got to get to my next appointment. It's 11 o'clock, dude. You still got an hour. Your window was from 10 to 12. What are you doing?
Window, dude. Yeah.
And then he's like, actually, no, I can't. And then he just bolts. So then I call the number and it's a menu with options and I'm like, speak to representatives. Like, ooh, tell me what you need. Tell me why. Tell me what you need first. And then I finally, I always have to do this. I'm like,
you would like an appointment with a Taiwanese hooker. If that is correct, press 1.
And I'm like, I mean, 1, yeah, but speak to representative.
This is separate from one another, okay? Is the Taiwanese hooker going to be able to connect me with you guys after I set up the appointment?
Yeah.
Does this continue? No, I agree.
And then there many times I'm on hold and then just hung up on. You can when it's not just call lost. You can hear that click and click. They just hung up on you.
And the biggest thing also with that is these are, I mean, obviously lots of people have to call customer service and, the lines are busy or whatever. It is a completely different story of like a situation where like I'm paying for this service.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially since we're a business account, we give you a lot more money than just someone with regular cable or internet.
Yeah. So I would have just taken out customer service menu hangups and just put in Comcast, and that would have covered it all. So mine is, and I haven't decided if I'm going to explain the right way or I'm just going to let people that know the right way know. Putting your toilet paper on the wrong way snaps my stick. What's the right way, Bobby?
Under.
Where you pull it out from the underside?
Yeah.
What are you, communist, dude? No, you pull it down.
No.
Yeah.
What are you, a psychopath?
Bro, dude, no, you're a psychopath.
It breaks all the time.
How hard are you pulling toilet paper, bro? Like, you don't let it come. So you're saying, like, you want the sheet to come out from the backside to under. No, dude. How does that not break more? That definitely breaks more.
It definitely breaks less.
No way, dude. You're pulling it way too hard then.
I mean, I don't know, but what I'm telling you is not to mention it just flows better.
Just so you know, no, it doesn't flow better at all. That is not accurate at all. But just so you know, if I come to a home and you've put it on wrong, I think I actually have done it at your mom's house before. I'll flip it, dude. I don't care. I don't care. If that gets me kicked out of your house forever,
listen, man,
I'll
I use it
take
however the help puts it. I'm kidding.
No, dude, it's the over, bro. It's the over. I'm so glad that I said this because you're absolutely wrong, dude. Under? Are you kidding?
Dude, it's under.
Are you kidding? No. I really didn't think that this was going to be what ended the podcast.
But let me be honest with you. Because I rarely put toilet paper. I put it like I put it on next to it. Like
you
on,
said it.
I said it.
You leave the roll.
So most of the time I put my finger in it and I just. But when it's on, I just do whatever. I think Megan doesn't really care. She puts it on one way or the other, and I just use it.
Okay, so that's even worse to me. Okay, because you got to have a preference. Okay. Look, you're wrong.
I mean, I have a preference, but I'm not going to take it off and change it to meet my preference. That's what I'm saying.
You're putting it, but every time you would put it on the same way.
Yeah,
just putting it on randomly like a madman. Are you kidding me, Megan? Are you kidding me? That's worse to me. That's worse. Look, you're wrong, but she's way wrong. Like, pick a side, buddy, because I didn't know you didn't know this was a war, dude. There's a constant battle between
feel like
overs.
It's like this is just a big scam by a big toilet paper holder. Why not just place it next to the toilet and just pick it up and use it? Why do you need to have it hang in there?
Because then you gotta like handle the toilet paper every time, and like then you don't know who's been handling the toilet. I mean, look, bro.
Do you want a rest stop at your house? How many people are handling your toilet paper?
You come over here every once in a while, buddy, and apparently you're a freaking animal when it comes to the toilet paper, dude. Just know, I'll come to your house, your toilet paper's on wrong. For my opinion, I'm gonna flip it.
Okay. I probably won't even notice it, to be honest.
And see, that's wrong, bro. Like, oh, I'm gonna fight him.
Or I'll notice it and be like, well, this broke easily. Someone did it the wrong way.
I don't see. What do you mean? Like, how are you? Like, you have to be like ripping and shredding this toilet paper. I feel like it rolls off the roll easier from the top.
You're doing. Do you pull with two hands?
Yes.
What are you doing? You go. Whew. You take one hand and
that's what I mean, I don't pull with two hands, but like I pull it like an adequate amount, like slowly off. Like I don't just like, I'm not like fighting the toilet paper. It's needing to help me, bro. Like I just need to slide it off. I think you're going to be very surprised the amount of people that are like one way or the other on this, bro. So holler at Bobby on his Twitter and tell him that there's a right way to do it. I don't care if you tell him it's my way. Just tell him there's a right way so he knows that we're all out there. You know, this is like the friggin' X-Files, dude.
Listen,
like,
I'm on the internet.
There.
I realize that people know that there's one way, like they believe that their own way of doing it.
Right, but I think that like you don't realize that this is like a big thing. Like people have a massive opinion.
I need to check out our toilet paper Reddit.
I would imagine there would be one. Hold on, let me Google this. Dude, it is like I put right way to put on, and the first one's mask, so that's good. That's nice. Yeah. But the second one, toilet paper. So First of all, you should know there's. I really hope this doesn't mess with me here because there's a documented way to place the toilet paper on the holder. First of all, you should know that there's a documented correct way to place the toilet paper on the holder, which is the over position.
Fake news. Fake news.
Seriously, that 1891 patent for the toilet paper roll literally states that the end of the roll should be hanging off the exterior. So there's that. So like, but obviously I hear what you're saying. People have a preference, but like, It is such a big thing that there's literally a Maxim.com article about it.
One of the issues is that, like, okay, I have a very old house. My house was built in like the early 60s. So the toilet paper holder is very small. Rolls nowadays are these ginormous triple size, quadruple rolls. So when it's over, it gets snug. It gets snug on the sides of it.
Yeah,
when it's on the under, it doesn't get snug as much.
So,
that's why I think it's ripping more, because it's too big of a roll for the little teeny 1960s people who I guess had little poops.
They had small poop. They didn't know. And see, like, but that is a reason why you're doing it one way. If you have your druthers, the documented wrong way. There's a freaking patent, Bobby.
Anarchy, man. Anarchy.
The dude that invented this said this is the right way. And I'm not saying that people can't do things their own way. But there is a right way. It's, 1891, Bobby. They wrote down like 7 things, and toilet paper was one of them, okay?
All right, it's time to wrap this up.
Wrap it up, dude. I'm sick of you. I'm done with this.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.